Hello everyone, in this video I show you how to crochet a scrunchie. This is a beginner-friendly crochet pattern with an advanced look and it makes a beautiful touch to your hairstyle or as a handmade gift. I hope you enjoy this pattern. Feel free to visit my blog where you can find this pattern for free. If you'd like my crochet content, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel Happy Hearty, or you can stay in touch with me on my Instagram or Facebook. Now let's crochet. Alright guys, so today I would like to show you how to crochet these scrunchies. They are super easy and I absolutely love the look. So for this one I actually used cotton yarn, and this one is from Hobby. I ordered from the Hobby. It's 8/4 and I use 3.5mm hook. You need elastic, which is easy to order through Amazon, and then the scissors and then yarn needle to weave in the ends. So now let's get started. Alright, so now let's start with the foundation chain, and if you have exactly the same like a 3.5mm hook and this yarn cotton, then you will make 80 foundation chains. Alright, so now I have 80 foundation chains, so it's pretty long. And now make sure that it won't be twisted. So let's just through your thumb, like let's just go all the way to your first chain and make sure that it's not twisted. And now we, well, because we have to kind of flip it, so now we will see the back of the chain and put it together. And now you will make the slip stitch on your first chain. You will make just the slip stitch right now. So now you connected your last chain with the first one, and now we will be working on the round. So now it shouldn't be twisted, but if it's twisted, then don't worry. You can always you can always just flip it or twist the foundation chain to the right position and then just make the single crochet, which we'll be working on. And now I have another thing, that if you, let's say, use different kind of cotton, like a thicker or even different hook, so of course that the number of the foundation chain has to be like different accordingly to whatever material you use. So what I would do, so if you're gonna make your first foundation chain just like that, you will connect it and then you will stretch your elastic. It should be longer, the foundation chain should be longer than the stretch elastic, exactly like that, because then in that case it will actually make the scrunchy look. So this is 80 foundation chain, and I know that this is actually the perfect size for that. So when I stretch that, or when I make it like a little bit more straight, the foundation chain and the elastic, I see that it's about, let's say, like an inch on each side longer, the foundation chain, and this is exactly what we need. So whenever you use or whatever you use for the cotton, make that foundation chain, and once you connect it, so just measure it, and then it's longer than your elastic, and then it doesn't matter, it's the number is not that important, because it's very forgiving and very easy pattern. So that's why this is kind of that you can adjust the pattern like whatever material you have. Of course that it might give you a little bit different look, but pretty much the same. So I hope it makes sense. And now let's just continue with the pattern, and now it's gonna be easy because now in each chain all around we just gonna make our single crochet. So we just insert the hook into the chain. So you just insert the hook into the chain, yarn over, pull up the loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull up the loop through 2. This is your single crochet, and this is what you're gonna do until you will get back to this last chain, and I'll show you what next. Okay, so now I'm almost about the end, and now you can see that I don't have to twisted the chain, so now I can just continue nicely with the first row to finish it with my single crochet. And now I'm just about to make my last single crochet right here into the last chain. And now you can see that this is my first single crochet right here. So now what we're gonna do, we will just continue if you want, you can always like put the stitch marker on your first chain, and then you see how many rows you have. I don't do it with this scrunchie because, like I said, it's super easy and it's very forgiving because we will be sewing the parts together anyway. So I'll just kind of have the lead with the tail. So whenever I have my certain rows and when it's pretty much matching with the tail on the top, like a top last stitch, then I know that my row, another row is at the end. But yeah, I'll show you what I mean like whenever I'll get there. But now what you're gonna do, just simply you will be working in the back loop of the single crochet only. So when you see the row from the top, this is like the V shapes, and you will insert the hook into that V shape from like for the back loop and make your single crochet. So you will just continue do that. So now again, I will just insert the hook into the next stitch, which is right here, into the back loop, and make my single crochet, and then into the next one. So this is what you do for 16 rows. If you have the same like a weight of the yarn and same hook, of course that your tension might be a little bit different, but it's not, the gauge is pretty much not that important for this pattern. So as far as you just make the pattern single crochet in the back loop only for 16 rows, or whenever you fold the 16 rows, and it gives you the exactly the thickness of the scrunchie as you'd like. You can either like make more rows or less rows. It depends how big you want your scrunchie. So like I said, it's super easy and you can adjust it, the pattern, like as you want. So this is what you're just gonna do for the entire pattern. So now you can see that whenever you get here again, well, now you can even see it. So this is my first row, but don't worry about this this step or this gap. It doesn't matter because we will be sewing this bottom part to the top one, and it's not visible like at all. So don't worry about this, but you just continue for the 16 rows, and now you can see that this is my 1, 2. You can see the line. So this is the pattern that is popping up, the texture of it. So this is how it looks, and it has like 2 rows here. This is just 1 row here. So you see that this tail kind of divides the row. So whenever you're about somewhere here, that's pretty much indicates that you start the new row. So you have to always count whatever rows you have like here. So now we are starting the second row, and like I said, you continue for the 16 rows in total you will have, or whatever length or the width you want for the scrunchie. So here it is, and I'll be back shortly once I'm done with my 16 rows. Alright guys, so now this is my 16 rows. So now you can see that this is my beginning tail, and like I said before, I don't use the stitch marker for this pattern because I think that you don't like need it, and because now we will be sewing those parts together. So that's kind of like a forgiving, and there's nothing that you have to follow like exact numbers or exact pattern. But I think that I still have like a few stitches left, so I will just make, let's say, 3 more single crochets in the back loop, and then I will just secure it. So how you're gonna end it is that in the next stitch you will just make a slip stitch, and then you do yarn over, pull up the loop, and now before you cut it, you will make a long tail, like enough so you will sew with this tail around the scrunchie. So I did it a 1, 2, 3, let me see. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would do like 4 times of the length of the scrunchie, long tail, and then I will just cut it, and now I will just pull through the tail, pull through, tied it, and now I have a long tail, and this is my scrunchie done, but it's not quite like done. So now what we're gonna do is that we will flip this because this is the right side, and now we need to face the wrong side. So we will just flip it like that. So now this is my wrong side. This is the beginning tail, and this is the tail, the tail at the end. And now it's part for your scrunchie. So grab your scrunchie and put the scrunchie right in this middle of this crocheted rectangle. So just like that. Now you see the tails that they are right here, and it's on the other side, so I just have to flip it. So now I can see the tails right here at the top and at the bottom. And now we will just put it together, just like that. And we will just sew those parts together all around. So now just prepare your yarn needle. And now I know that I pretty much end exactly on the other side of the beginning tail. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to weave in this end because this is well secure. So I'm just gonna tuck it like inside of that scrunchie, and now we will just through each stitch just sew it together, and I'll now show you how. So now when I have it like folded, so now I have like always the stitches just right above, and I'll be just whip it like that all the way around through each stitch. So this is from one side stitch, from the other side, and because it's the same number of the stitches on the top and at the bottom of the scrunchie that we crocheted, then we should end up exactly on the other side with the same number of the stitches. So this is what you're gonna do. So just keep the elastic right there and always just like fold it, and this is what you're gonna do all around until you hit the beginning, and then we will just secure it, weave in the end, and your scrunchie will be done. All right, so now I'm at the end. I have just one last stitch to sew together, which is right here. And now, so this is how it looks. So it's all around. So now you can see how it's kind of the scrunchy look. And when I stretch the elastic, it's actually nicely, yeah, it's just nicely like hidden there. So now what we're gonna do, we just make like a round yarn over, and we will just make a knot, like I would say double knot, to secure that it won't untangle or anything, just to be sure. And the knot is gonna be anyway like a kind of hidden there, so it's nothing visible. And now we will just weave in this end, and we just follow like the yarn, like, so we're gonna make it somehow like through the loops and like all the way here and there, so it won't the tail will not untangle, and I'll just go under the stitches so it's not like visible. So I'll just do it a few times, like back and forth. And make sure that you don't actually sew or the weave in through the other side. So it's just gonna be like in the scrunchie. Yeah, and I think that is pretty good. So now I will just grab the scissors and I'll just cut it. And our scrunchie is done. Also, what I'm gonna do, because this part is kind of like different, or it's kind of it's not visible, the weave-ins, but what I do, I'll just grab the inside and I will pull, so then the weave-in, what we did around, is gonna be right around here. So now it's like a nicely, yeah, the top is not actually visible where we sew the parts together, and your scrunchies is done. So I hope that you enjoyed this pattern. I hope that it was understandable and easy You can see the links in the description for the full written pattern or my blog, and also I have a bundle of the scrunchies, 2 patterns like under one on my Etsy, so just feel free to have a look. Thank you so much for watching and happy crocheting!